And we're live. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome back to some Final Fantasy XIV, Sorin's Journey. Oh, last time... okay. So I just noticed something on one of my other screens that wasn't set up quite right, but I don't need it. Now, last time was a little bit of a busy episode. That's actually not too much happened. We found the amulet that proved us as allies of Ronga. Not that we're actually allies of Ronga, but the Viis of Fanow seemed to accept it, so they accepted us in, or were willing to help us, and we think we found where the Lightwarden is quite possibly hiding. We just need to find a way to get there. And we found a way, apparently, to get there. Needed us to head in and activate something in a temple over this direction. Hello, Mooney. Eulmore attacked to try and cause problems. They still don't want us killing the Lightwardens. Y'shtola died for a bit. Emmett Silk saved her. And it seems now that we're all set to head on. So I have been doing some stuff off screen, so now I'm starting to catch up on the other levels. So Scholar and Astrologian are both level 76 now. And Red Mage and Samurai are both 75. So I could really do this. I could really do this dungeon as either any class, couldn't I? What shall I go in as? Let's go Samurai, why not? I might as well get the first time experience bonus for a class that needs a level. Oh, yep, this is how you know it. This is how you know it's the one, because it's got the Aether Current. The entrance to the Qitana Ravel lies open, and Almet would see you on your way. Oh, I do love. High Treason, I think, is the name of this track, but I do like it. It's simple, but with the Eulmorans gone and your companion now returned, I think it best you go now before they can regroup. With magic flowing once more through the Great Pyramid of Uxner, the entrance to the Qitana Ravel should now be open. It's the trials of our people that slow you down on your DPS? Yeah. But it's still nice to have a bit of choice, because before it was like I didn't have any choice but to play as Dancer. Before we leave Urianger, did you discover anything that may suggest the Lightwarden hides elsewhere? Nay. Though we had but little time before the Eulmorans' most unwelcome arrival, we scoured the nearby environs and spoke once more with the one called Coriel. Having hearkened to her tale, it is my judgment that the city to which her late mother did espy was indeed the being we seek, and that it most likely resided in the vicinity of Rak'tika Falls. In the absence of any subsequent sighting, I have no reason to believe our quarry have sought out a new sanctuary. And, given the considerable difficulty we face in reaching the falls, we may be certain it have not been disturbed by man. Then our course is clear. Right, on to the falls then. We must navigate the Qitana Ravel and make for Rak'tika Falls. Though you see it as but another obstacle to be navigated, Qitana Ravel is the oldest and most sacred of our temples. The accumulated knowledge of the Empire is said to reside within. Knowledge which is rightly yours as allies of Ronga. You are welcome to explore. I fully intend to survey every elm of it, once our mission is complete. Were the Emperor's still alive, he'd be overjoyed to hear you say so. But I must warn you, though the way is open, it will still be heavily guarded. To discourage trespassers and test the worth of our allies, it had to be so. Be careful in there. We'll be careful. It can't be worse than anything else we faced. Head east and you will find a path of azure flowers leading to the Ravel. I wish you safe passage through its halls. Right. Off to the next Lightwarden. Master Matoya, I know I cannot dissuade you from going, so please, promise me you will return safely. The Knights Blessed need you. You need not worry, Runar. I shall return, and bring with me a long-awaited gift. One the Knights Blessed will treasure now and forevermore. Now, let us away. Okay. On to the Ravel. Oh, and the Griffin's on here this time. Was there something that... Was that something that's unique to, like, story progression, or... Does it just happen randomly? I wonder if it's one of those just, like, random area events that can happen, like, I know there's the one after Heavensward. You can find... I can't remember his name, but the noble you'd help out in A Realm Reborn when you first go to Kurfus. After Heavensward, I know you can find him going up the cliff to visit Orshfont's grave. So I wonder if those, like, the Griffin's landing was just something like that. Also, I need to... I said I didn't need to worry about it, but I feel I do need to fix my screen layout. It's not a big issue, but kind of I'm used to it being set up to it a different way. There we go. Yeah, Orshfont's friend. It was a... Oh, it broke my heart the first time I saw that. Because it did... Yeah, I think it was Francel. Oh, but it's just like, you can't talk with him, you can't interact with him. It's just that they put it in there, just this little interaction of him going up to the cliff and paying his respects. Here we are. I can't imagine what could have survived in there after so many years. After you, my friend. At long last, the time have come to find out what wonders yet remain at the heart of Ronka. This had better work. I have no wish to return to the Great Pyramid. I'm not surprised. We did everything right, so... There. Feels like it should work. Our earlier efforts were not in vain, it seems. Stay on your guard, Sorin. We know not what awaits us inside. Right. We haven't brought Y'shtola along on a mission yet. Shall we go? Also, this party composition is just another reminder for me of how much white hair representation is in the Scions. So, this is the Ravel. Definitely seems to have its guardians. Still used to have more tans. I suppose it almost makes sense. Like she used to mainly stay around Limbs of Laminsa, which seems to be more kind of a tropical. Well, maybe not quite tropical, but like definitely has like, a warmer climate. And then she's like, been here for like 2? Was it 2 years she's been in the first? And it's implied that she's spent most of that time here in Rak'tika out, like, shaded from the sun.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, it's the first Guardian. Can't forget. Right, Priestess the Tanskin and son goes back. Can't get back. Ooh. There's something I haven't really paid too much attention to characters, like skin shades, to be honest. Something. Okay, one down. Nope. It's like more of them. Bangrid. Nope. Looks like another one. Just one more. It's pretty obvious when you look at Stormblood Banquet and Shadowbringers fight. I'll have to look at them side by side now. I know it's just it's one of those things. I use a dark hand right up until we go. Yeah, I will have to look. I'll have to look at them like side by side comparisons now to to their different expansion versions. At least not racist. Oh, I know. Just I think the only things I really notice are changes in costume and hairstyle, really. So even then, I don't feel many of them have changed hairstyles except Y'shtola. I can't remember if Urianger, because you hardly see Urianger's hair prior to Shadowbringers. Ooh. Alright. That looks like another one we fought at the beginning. Yeah, well, I think there's I think you see it twice, because I think you see it there's one of the scenes where you're given like the behind the scenes view at Urianger talking Lightwardbert. Oh. I mean, you only see his face once, and that's when he shows up to actually confront you. I guess we're not even trying to dodge those attacks, are we? Right, that's a large looking one. Let's go. There we go. This is one of the dungeons I have plenty of experience with. Ooh. I think it's this one and... Is it Doma Castle? The... like the... For each expansion, like the level... The 5th level dungeons. Because that's always the ones where it's finally out. The gear from it gets better than... the tombstone gear from the previous expansion. There we go. So I might as well. We go slow enough, I might as well use limit break every boss battle. Nope.
Away with you!
Behind. Lost in the flood. Oh, is he gonna get it off? Nope. There we go. Headband of Mip. And of course, the first bit of gear I get is for the one category Sorin doesn't have. No, I suppose, yeah, Sorin does have 2 categories. It doesn't have scouting gear either. All the acrobats. them first. Do. That's right, I'll go single target. Okay. Don't seem to be in ruins anymore. These just look like caves. Hopefully we're going the right way. Need to map again and find out how many enemies you need on Samurai's AoE to make it worthwhile. Wait, save Midar's Skegger for the enemy who's actually got health. Use it on. Use AoEs on mobs at least free. Yeah. Freeze seems to be like the average for it, but I know there's a few where it's your DPS output is higher. You're still better using your single target, even if I think you need 4 enemies to make it worthwhile. Bracelet of Healing, that works. Or there. I remember it being level 50 Scholar. I still find it a little funny that it's your AoE attack does the same amount of damage as your default attack. It just costs 100 mana more. Oh, I've got hiccups all of a sudden. Okay. What is that?
Prepare yourself.
More bats. All the spinning. I'll assume free is probably safe enough. Okay, more bats down. Oh. You want to attack them, Fankred? Fankred?
Prepare yourself.
Thank you. Oh. Oh yeah. Since you brought it up that during the last dungeon, Mooney, I'd kind of been noticing playing dungeons with NPCs that it really is like it really does seem to always scale to half an hour. And I hadn't realized how precisely, like I always seem to be fighting the bosses at like every 10-minute mark. Earring of Slain? I think Slain is useful. Yeah, well, I noticed when you it was only because you pointed out to me I started paying attention to it. Like, yeah, it's 73 minutes here, so I imagine we'll probably be finishing this more or less about 7 minutes in. Oh, now you turn the boss to... Ooh. Subsonics. Might as well use this mate.
Gloves are off.
There we go.
This is going to leave a mark.
At least if you're still on the team, I don't have to worry too much about the limit breaks being stolen every time they pop up.
I shall protect thee.
Well, that one's falling outwards. He's lost in the crowd. Yeah. Yeah, within 10 seconds of the 10-minute mark. There's a chest piece of maiming. That's... no, it's not useful. Actually, those earrings aren't useful either because they're I've got the Menfina's earrings, which will last me until the end of the expansion. Okay. Sin Eaters. Definitely on the right track.
Prepare yourself.
So, I wonder if this is the Rak'tika. This is Rak'tika Falls itself. Suppose all the intel was right then.
Be gone.
Didn't expect the enemy to die that quickly. You'll have to bomb before. Before it tries to explode. Never mind. Sandals of Scout. I don't need scouting. I'm getting all the gear for classes I don't have.
Prepare yourself.
I should not have drawn that aggro onto myself. Yeah, well, all works out. Didn't die. Okay. I wonder how many of them there are. I think we're definitely on the right track. There's the Lightwardens somewhere around here. Just the echo. No explosions for you, sir. Okay. Or ruins. Frankrit? Can you... Some more on the sides there. Yep, not done yet. I feel my latency is a little higher than normal today. I feel like there's some input delay. There we go. A sickle. Again, more things I can't use. Oh. This is... Wait. I'm gonna wager... That's the Lightwarden. Right. I defeated 2 of these already. Third one shouldn't be too bad. Oh. No, wrong one. Wrong button. Ow. I wanted to use a jump back, not a jump forward. There we go.
It's not over.
Oh, sure is nearly dead.
Don't be so reckless.
There we go. Where are you going? Can you arm's length this? Oh, you can. Neat. Wasn't sure if you could or not. What is love? Okay, not going for me this time. Oh, this is the... Why are we gathering so far back?
This is going to leave a mark.
Keep your guard up. shall protect thee.
Blade dance. Nearly there. Come on. Nearly there. Did we do it? It looks dead. Right. Well, I guess you guys should step back for a moment. Or, oh, I got the sword. That'll be helpful. Here we go. Alright. Just like the other two. Try not to think too much about what I heard Bistol and Urianji talking about. No one else can do this, right? Come on then. Whew. Still weird. Let's see if we can't fix the sky. There it is.
The Lightwarden is dead. The Blessed's prayers have been answered.
Aye, that they have. His condition yet troubleth thee?
It does. Though he shows no immediate signs of corruption, the danger remains. He must be told. Would you describe it to me, Urianji? Paint for me a picture with your words.
A sea of shimmering stars. Diamonds strewn across a raven gown. Boundless and beautiful. 'Tis an exquisite sight, not unlike that of the source. Calm and gentle.
Yeah.
And forgiving.
There are some times you wish you could be as eloquent as Urianji when talking.
I can see it.
For however deep the void, or wide the expanse, there is no shore so distant as to be beyond the reach of light. Ominous though that may sound, given our present travails.
Sure? Ready to
Well
head back?
fought. Let us return home.
Right. Let's go. Yes, I think it's supposed to be his lower back, but yeah, it does seem like that. Hey, the murals I have a jacket of.
If I am not mistaken, they predate the Empire.
How can you tell?
A peculiarity of the paint. Most are made from mineral-based pigments, but whatever was used here is older than anything I have ever seen.
You can tell just by looking at them?
According to Almet, this sanctuary was built to preserve the wisdom of the ancients. What events do these murals commemorate, I wonder?
It's beyond me. And it's Selk.
Must you always linger after defeating your enemies? Navigating these halls on foot is exhausting.
What? Ascians don't have chocobos or anything?
Come to lead us to safety, have you? I was bored. But how is the hero of the hour?
I'm... well...
Fighting fit, I see. Keep up the good work.
You're
Right.
plotting something.
Every hour of every day. But never you mind about that. As I have told you 1,000 times before, I like to watch. Nothing more. Well, I would quit this place and I suggest you do the same. There is yet work to be done. Ah, there is a sight to bring a tear to the eye.
Excuse me?
You recognize these scenes?
That I do. Indeed, there was a time when anyone and everyone would.
What do you mean by
Until
that?
one calamitous day when the world was divided across 10 and 3 reflections, sundering the land and all who dwelled upon it. And the worst part? No one could remember it. Not really. Just fragments and fleeting memories of an achingly familiar world. A vision shared of a paradise lost, preserved only in song and scripture and paint. Once upon a time. Yet here we find ourselves again, to look, learn, and remember.
Then share with us the stories you know so well. We are listening.
What's this about?
Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity. Until it was faced with a crisis. Unprecedented, terrifying. Civilization found itself perched upon a precipice, staring into oblivion. But through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest. Zodiac was his name.
Wait.
And by his grace was the calamity averted.
The will of the star isn't idling?
Zodiac.
Is that what you're asking us to
A
believe?
savior mighty and magnificent, deserving of reverence and gratitude. One would have thought, yet some thought otherwise. From the fears of these naysayers would rise Hydaelyn, she who was to serve as his shackles, to bind him and hold him in check. And so they fought, and they fought, and they fought, and in the end, Hydaelyn was victorious. With all her strength, she smote him, dealing a blow so devastating that it split the very fabric of reality. And thus was Zodiark banished and his being divided.
Is that...
That concludes today's lesson on long-forgotten history. Though I imagine your mother would offer a rather contradictory account, as is her wont.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard. But it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiark and Hydaelyn are not gods. But...
primals? They...
What? Not gods of the first? Is that what you thought these paintings depicted? Or... Oh. Oh. They are gods after a fashion, yes. But no different from the kind with which you are so intimately acquainted. Formed of faith and prayer, of conviction and devotion.
That means...
The eldest and most powerful of primals.
Hydaelyn's... another primal?
You have spun quite a tale. Yet you have not explained the role of the Ascians in all of this. How is it you are privy to ancient secrets lost to time?
Finally you ask the right question. And shrewd questions warrant honest answers.
What's he talking about?
We Ascians know because it is our history, our story. It was we who summoned Zodiark, we natives of that sundered paradise.
So... he's...
Now, do you see why we yearn for the great rejoining? For our world, for our people, for all creation to be made whole again. Wouldn't you wish for the same?
Is that... Thancred did tell me about primals, but I don't fully understand what all of this means. The eldest and most powerful of primals. Gods. If that were Hydaelyn's origin, then what would that make... No. I'll not take the words of an Ascian on trust. It has to be a lie. It is oft said truth is a matter of perspective. Yet upon this matter there can be but one truth. And when we pray it is not his. Stola? That was an enlightening experience. But not in the way I had hoped. Excuse me? Do you suppose there is any truth in Emet-Selch's claims? It's... Oh, sorry, Gashi. There we go. That's something shiny. I put it there and put Guren there. I don't use meditate very often. Though recent events plainly warrant further discussion, I think it best that we wait until Fanow and the others are present. Emet-Selch concluded. How convenient that he should choose this moment to keep to the shadows. Well, no matter. For the present, we should return to Fanow and make certain of the Eulmore's withdrawal. After that, Sliverbow. The Blessers are no doubt elated by what has become of the sky. Right. Sure they are happy to see it. Not that it looks that different under the canopy anymore. I can't see much of the sky from here. I think I need to get into a habit of doing my vocal exercises again. I think they are good for my jaw. Almet? I'm sure you've noticed things. You are returned, and unharmed, I see. Indeed, I'm pleased to report that the Lightwarden is no more, thanks in large part to you. That the death of a single Sin Eater should make such a difference. As our numbers waned, so too did our hope that the ruins we have devoted our lives to guarding would ever find purpose. Yet here you are, the allies for whom we have waited these many centuries. And with your arrival came the chance to pass on our legacy, the ancient wisdom of the Empire. That alone would have been reward enough. Never did we imagine it would serve to banish the light that pervaded these woods. On behalf of the Viis, our forebears, and the late Emperor of Rak'tika, you have our deepest thanks. Well, just doing my job. That's why we're traveling. It is we who should be thanking you. Our journey through the Qitana Ravel proved most enlightening. To be privy to such knowledge is an honour, one for which we never hoped. Please, you need not be so humble. We but do our duty as decreed by the late Emperor. Would that he were still here with us to express his gratitude in person. But, sister, does this not mean our duty is fulfilled? To our allies, perhaps, but the ruins cannot be left unguarded. So long as we live here in these woods, secrets of Rak'tika must not fall into the wrong hands. Is Runar still here? No. We escorted him back to Sliverbow shortly after you set out. If you would return to the Knights Blessed, we will not keep you any longer. I suspect they would be glad of your company. Right. Shall we head back? Thank you, Almet. I look forward to a day where we might share a more leisurely visit to the ruins of Rak'tika. We will await your return then. Right. So that's... Lakeland, Eulmore, and Rak'tika, all their Lightwardens have been defeated, so just Amareng and Clusia, right? Unless there's more regions of Northrend I'm not aware of. I can't think of anywhere I'm missing. My map. I suppose there are some places it could be, but I'm sure the Exarch will let me know. I guess that's probably our first return is back to Crystarium. So, I wonder if Y'shtola will be joining us, or if she did seem to be quite attached to the people here. The night's blessed to her as well. Runar? I'm sure you've noticed a change.
Ah, you are returned, and none the worse for wear, I see.
You needn't worry about us. What became of the Eulmoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky.
It's like Ilmeg.
The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered, that we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right.
Suspicions?
You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not entirely wrong, but we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say, but please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there is still much to be done and scant time in which to do it.
I do
We
suppose.
must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we would hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Oh, I just noticed there, Minfilia has learned Blessed Greeting. It's still, I don't know, it's still one of the things I feel there should be an emote for an emote you should be able to unlock for that. Y'shtola? Though it pains me to leave, it is time I returned with you and the others to the Crystarium. But before we go, might I speak with you in private? I will wait you in my chambers. Right. What's this about? You'd... Yeah, same... I don't know, I feel I've said it several times, but it's still... I still wonder why as well there's no... You don't have a Crystarium salute emote for players. Thank you for coming. I fought to keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at Rak'tika Falls, I feared they proved true. And so I must share them with you. From the first when we met at Fort Gone, your Aether has appeared tainted, suffused with an overabundance of light not unlike the Sin Eaters. When you defeated the Lightwarden, I feared the light which poured forth from it was not negated by Hydaelyn's blessing. Rather, it was absorbed into your being. Urianger suspects as much, though he is unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain. With every warden you defeat, the danger to you grows greater. Greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray inform me at once. You should hurry, before the others begin to worry. Once I have sorted my things here, I will join you. Right. I'll... be careful. I suppose that's what I overheard them talking about before. There might be consequences to this. But what other choice do we have? Yeah. But I suppose that that kind of fits with your Stola. Like she's all about the truth being unearthed. She doesn't like it being hidden. Whereas Urianger's always been kind of a... He's always been a little on the sneaky side. We took one last patrol to the perimeter. All things considered, Sliverbow remains relatively unscathed. Thanks to the antidote, all those who are poisoned will make a full recovery. With the night sky returned, their prayers have at last been answered. Good news all around then. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Shall we be off then? Art thou certain this is best? I'll not deny there's a part of me that wishes I could stay. For 2 years I have lived with the Blessed, learned their culture, even going so far as to adopt Master Matoya's name as my own. I but pray I did honor to it. Now is not the time for doubt or hesitation. Come, we must return to the Crystarium. Right. So... if I gather correctly, this is the first time in a while Y'shtola's been to the Crystarium, right? And I gather she and the Exarch didn't leave on the best of terms. Hopefully that's not going to cause any problems. All things considered, it is hardly surprising that Fanow and Alizé have yet to arrive. Where's the Exarch? Last we'd heard, he'd been invited to Eulmore, right? My friends, it is good to see you all again. Fanow, Exarch. Fanow, it has been too long. I assume your presence here means you've brought word of the warden hiding in Rak'tika. Yeah, it does fit with your Y'shtola's character that she's honest with things. But then it also makes sense, I think, for Urianger to hide things. He does seem the type who's he doesn't bring forward everything he knows unless he feels it's absolutely necessary. Well, that Lightwarden is indeed defeated. Fountain slain, you say? I should have known. Eulmore has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Norvrand to defend him. I'm glad to see their efforts were wasted on the Great Wood. Speaking of Eulmore, what came of your meeting with Valkyrie? Yes, about that. It proved to be... Are you okay? Exarch, you mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower's clearly taken its toll. And no doubt you're all tired as well, having travelled so far. Why don't we all take a much-needed rest before we discuss our findings? I'm not opposed to that. I thought to propose the very same. After your clash with the Warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. It's settled then. We reconvene after everyone has had time to settle in. Right. No sign of Alize returning. I suppose I shouldn't worry too much. Something probably just distracted her. Seems like she had a lot of attachments in Amarang after all. Do hope she's okay. Hello. Welcome back, sir. In return from a lengthy excursion, I take it. Well, your room has been made ready, if you'd care to retire. If you don't mind. I don't think Sari has eaten. Oh, the sandwiches, just in case. Very good. I pray you sound sleep and pleasant dreams. Sorin still has the sandwiches as well. I think Joseph still has them as well. I kind of had been using them as like a housing decoration. Right. I don't feel any different. Ardbert?
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me.
Oh. Suppose in the end it doesn't matter too much. This is something I have to do.
True enough. Packing up and going home isn't really an option, is it? If you don't face the music here, it'll only come and find you there.
Yep. Seems to be the way of things.
Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal.
It's...
If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will?
That's... You mean... we might be tempered?
Let's pay him no mind. Lies the Ascian stock in trade. Villains, heroes... all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbough look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm.
Yeah.
I always took comfort in that.
Knowing it made a difference. I can understand that. Meanwhile, in Garlemald... Oh, is this scene? Oh, no. I don't feel it's quite that one.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear?
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there is work to be done.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap if father... Nay. I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend. I know not what entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
I don't know, my brain has just suddenly kind of developed a random... I would be interested in seeing a short spin-off game following kind of Xenos sneaking and presumably murdering his way back from Alamigo to Garlemald. Is something happening? What's... That's... Is that a battle? Spin-off of hardware dimension. I mean, can we get both? Can we get both? Is that something we're allowed? Is everything okay? I suspected that you might be awake. I could scarce imagine you sleeping through such a commotion. An entire host of Sin Eaters appears to be advanced upon the Crystarium. Emergency measures are being taken as we speak. Rest assured, however, that we are safe so long as we remain under the Crystal Tower's aegis. You may return to your quarters if you wish. No, I'm good. Is the Exarch about? Is there anything I can do? Yes, I thought you might feel that way, and I cannot say that your assistance would be anything less than welcome. I must remain here to disseminate information to the other residents, but you are under no such obligation, and thus free to aid any of the townsfolk who may be in distress. The Exedra tends to become a point of congregation in times of need. crowded with those seeking solace and companionship. You would have my personal gratitude if you would offer succor to those there. Right, of course. No. I think the reason it's got in my head that I'd be interested in a game watching, like, following Xenos on his crusade back to Garlemald is because my brain almost imagined it as a little bit, like, Dishonored style. Xenos forcing himself to play the sneaky route. Right. Anyone around I can... Doesn't seem to be. It's quite empty. Sorin! Oh. Alize, you're back. I've only just returned from Amarang, yet I find a Crystarium moments from being beset by Sin Eaters. Where are they coming from? It shouldn't be possible. We restored to darkness. I don't know much about what's going on myself. Well, this is a fortunate coincidence. Brother, tell me you have some idea why this is happening. I may, but for the moment we'll need to postpone such discussions in favor of action. The Crystal Exarch is preparing to deploy a barrier around the Crystarium as we speak. Ensuring that he is able to do so should be our first concern. There are a number of instruments placed throughout the Crystarium that function as anchors for the barrier. I'm on my way to activate them now. In which case, 3 pairs of hands would be better than 1. Very well, I'll take the ones to the south. I shall deal with the northern apparatus then. Will you handle the western two? They're ensconced on platforms extending from the upper level of the Aephorite Plaza. Right, I think I've seen them before. Okay. I suppose getting the shield operational is important. I suppose the Sin Eaters themselves maybe aren't too much of a fan of us killing the Lightwardens. Should have thought that maybe we'd agitate them. You kick the hornet's nest and you have to expect you're gonna get stung. Guessing that's it. There's the other one over there. Oh, good old sightseeing spot. That one took more attempts for me to land on than the one at the top of Kugani Tower. Right, just push this down, or do I pull it? Like this. Despite having very little idea as to how it functions, it appears that you have activated the device successfully. Right. One down. Now for the other. Hold up. Speed up the process just a little. Okay. So it was just like this, right? Okay. Is it working? Oh, that certainly seems to be a barrier.
Sin Eaters sighted! They're coming!
Okay. Just to hope it does work. It's a lot of them. No. It seems to be holding. Fanow, Halsey?
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
That's good news for the Crystarian, but what of the rest of Lakeland?
That's a point.
Lena and the city guard have taken to the field.
Should we join them?
Thancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
Right. We can get out past the barrier, right? We ought to join the vanguard as soon as possible. If the number of eaters we just saw is any indication, we'll be facing a formidable host. Right, let's go. No time to waste. Not quite a dungeon. This is... Right. Lovely weather. Just what we needed. It seems the battle has already begun in earnest. Make haste. Right. Crystarian forces are engaging the city at various locations across Lakeland. Assist them in defeating the eaters before they are decimated. Right. I hear shouting. Come on.
Let's give it our all.
They need our help. Come on. Get their attention on me. You okay? Thanks, Fanow. More eaters! Don't let your guard down. Okay. Are we helping them? It's large ones. Those eaters. They're moving towards Radisca's round. We should follow, but we cannot neglect those in need of aid. Let me make this quick. More of them. Come on. Didn't anyone die on my watch?
Leave the healing to me.
Come on. There we go. Why didn't anyone else die? There's a large one. Timely arrival, Sorin. I have my hands full here. Right. Help the guard. Okay. Are we done? More of them. Whew. No! Quick enough. More of them.
I shall protect thee.
Right. Come on.
You will rue the day you cross my path.
It was nothing.
There we go. A most impressive trick indeed. As if you've none of your own. Let's make for the imperative, shall we? Right. See, someone have made short work of these eaters. Guard as well. Frankfurt, Minfilia. Sorin, you'll be glad to know that the locals have all taken shelter. Nevertheless, we can't allow the eaters to gain any ground. With me. The enemy has the Crystarium garden up there. That can't be good. That's another one of the larger ones. Come on. No! God damn it all, we're too late. After it! It's too fast. I'll follow Dieter. You press on to the imperative. Vankrit, I'm staying with you. Right. We've lost too many already. We must hurry. Shouldn't we help out? These eaters are too organized. They cannot merely be acting on instinct. Then, what's leading them? It's as we feared. No. But our task is ever as it was. Turn the tide. Right. Still people we can save. The lives of the wounded are in our hands. Right. Fight them off. More incoming. Come on.
On your feet.
Even more. That's a lot of them. On. No, you don't. There's this. You're not going anywhere. More of them. Deal with the minions first, of course. Never make it easy on us. That's... Ow. I feel a swell of ether. Get around me quickly. That's...
Theory and practice.
Perhaps now is time for my research to the test. Right. There we go. Now we can take the large one out. And yet still more come. Sorin, buy me some time. Fanow, I'll need ether. So many of them.
If naught else will suffice, my strength is yours.
May the 12 guide you.
The stars shall grant thee succor.
Let's give them a show.
I'll say.
With heart and steel.
Oh, that works. Just the large one left. And take this out. We did it. We can just clear up the small ones then.
There are so many. Lena, hold on.
They turned on me.
Ooh. Not good.
This one
is mine!
We need only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right.
Bad news, bears. Bad news indeed.
Run! Run, damn you!
The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now.
God damn it!
Please let this work. Please let this work. No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back.
Help! Help! Anyone!
Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy?
Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Bert, yeah. I'll say. Seems we've driven them back, for the time being at least. The wounded have been collected and are undergoing treatment now. Once they're ready to be moved, we'll have them carried back to the Crystarium. The dead as well, of course. Those whose bodies remain anyway. The others are helping to treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist in moving them, but even so, we simply don't have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after all we've been through. Gods know I am. But if you could see to a few of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lina is about somewhere, so you might also consider asking her if there are any other outstanding areas of need. We'll talk later. Right. Let's see what I can do to help. You okay? Yeah, I might be able to help. Oh. With tear-filled eyes, the prone man gazes up at you. His fingers twitch, as if to reach for you. But he lacks the strength to raise his hand. Is this because of me again? If I'd stayed away from the Crystarium, not associated then with this whole Warrior of Darkness business, then maybe... Thank you, but it's too late. One of them, it got me. If I turn, please, please, kill me. Beg you. Is there really nothing I could have done to prevent this? Are you okay? Sir? Don't touch me! I killed her. I killed her. She was one of them, I know, but I... Lina. Captain?
Oh, I did not see you there. Is there something you need?
I'm fine. How are you?
Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you.
Not enough.
Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me.
Right. Captain? Lina? Are you okay?
I am fine. Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. Who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far! I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now... Now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium!
Valkyrie. It couldn't be.
The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance.
He did this.
The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering. A paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony. Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my sin-eaters.
My sin-eaters?
That they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
That little scene of Lina, though, is to me like one of the most memorable like segments of voice acting in the game. I don't know, it always sticks with me. I remember the first time I went through this, I was anxious for quite a while that Lina was hiding or trying to like overlook that she'd been wounded by one of the major Sin Eaters. I was stuck for so long thinking, oh, she's going to become one, isn't she? Captain? Our ship is already gone. How flattering that he came all this way just to give his little speech. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties. Especially not now. If I may, I ask that you seek out Thancred and Minfilia for me. They endangered themselves on my behalf, and I would feel better knowing that they were well looked after. Thancred, in particular, sustained quite an injury from that Sin Eater. I would not be surprised if he were in Spagiric still. Please, give them my thanks. I will. You look after yourself. I have to put an end to this. Thancred? You're here for me. I'm sorry to put you through trouble. I'm fine, really. The Eater landed an unfortunately solid blow, but the healers here have done wonders. I'm more worried about Minfilia. She's not taking it well. Could I ask you to speak with her? My attempts to reach out seem to have had the opposite effect. She's gone off to the Hortorium, ostensibly to fetch herbs for Casimel, but just talk to her, would you? I will. You make sure you're resting up, okay? We had so many victories, I wasn't prepared for. Minfilia? Minfilia? Hey. Sorin, what are you doing here? Thancred sent me to look for you. He's worried about you. Thancred. It's my fault, you know. I jumped at the chance to help Lina, but I was careless. And now, it's my fault. I'm not sure about either of these. Let's just focus on what we can do now. you sure? I've brought him nothing but trouble thus far. What if it's worse next time? All I do is make mistakes, put others in danger. I'm sure that he'll resent me for being this weak. Maybe he already does. But you're right, I can still help. If only by seeing these herbs safely to Kezamile. There are only 2 left on the list, but I'll need to ask about this one. I've looked high and low and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Would you mind collecting the offer? I would hate to delay any longer than I already have. You're looking for something with soft leaves that's very fragrant, in an unmistakably medicinal way, I was told. But we only need 2 sprigs or so. Once you've got them, you can bring them directly to Kezamile. Whoever gets there first can explain that the offer will be back shortly. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Right. This looks like what I need. What about this one? Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Looks like Minfilia made it back first. Hello. Oh, Minfilia told me that you would be bringing the rest. This is the right one? Marvelous. With this, I can replenish our store of medicines. We're struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that are being brought in. I wasn't on the field, but it doesn't matter. Patients' faces make plain that it was a horrible battle. And we're still fighting it, I suppose. Though with bitter medicine rather than sharp steel. We'll win. I promise you that. Thank you. Thankard, Minfilia. It seems that I owe you an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come off the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With Spagyrix in good working order, the Crystarian's people will be well cared for. More lie ahead, of course. Battles only you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone. But that's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. Right. You know the Exarch? Hello? We do. Was there something you needed? I need you to tell him something. From me. My dearest friend, you see. He was there on the battlefield with me. But only the one of us is here to speak of it. In the end, before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew that our world was this beautiful, he told me. I'm so glad that I got to see the night sky. I don't know how the Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if what Valkyrie said is true, if our losses were our just deserts, and we doom ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the Warrior of Darkness, in the Crystal Exarch. I don't think what they've done is wrong, and I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. My friend. He smiled in the end. Just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's how I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up. Don't give in. Please. We'll tell him. You have my word. Fight worth fighting. That's right. I've come too far to give up now. If you're ready, why not go on ahead to the Ocular? You can keep the XR company while I fetch Alphino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest tomorrow I can find, so we shouldn't keep you long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Right. We need to keep going. Can't let this slow us down. You have business with the Crystal Exarch. Just say the word and I'd be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Exarch? Excuse me? Welcome, my friend. Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you. Though I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with. But the responsibility for that lies with me. Actually, Exarch, I have some news from one of your soldiers. One of our soldiers said that. Thank you. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief. And even should regret be my constant companion, I will follow the path I have chosen to its end. For better or worse, I'm in this as well now. Of that I have no doubt, and if ever we should appear to falter, it will only be because we are fatigued after a battle well fought. I thank you for your kind words. Now, we have plans to make, do we not?
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
That's Selk. He's not looking amused. That's what he never does.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Lightwarden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
How freaking control them?
That these minions of light answer to a higher power.
Valkyrie suddenly made it sound like it was him.
He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Right.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Eulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
Wait, he's controlling people?
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose. But it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Might explain why people reacted or didn't react, I suppose, the way they did when he ordered Kaishir to...
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Lightwarden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Armorang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
We have to try, though, right?
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia.
Are you suggesting...
If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do. I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Let's...
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation, but it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
That's...
I'll meet you at the gates.
Is that the only option we have? If this is the course you've agreed on, I'll not object, though I'm afraid it will be difficult for us to spare any of the guard to accompany you. I can't promise that you'll be well looked after upon your return. Just see to it that you do return, alright? If I had only been able to locate Lucia's Lightwarden, it might not have come to this. Can't imagine what Thancred must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed since coming here would be an understatement. He may as well be a different person. He reminds me of Father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. Minfilia demonstrated impressive resolve just now. It seems that she understands what must be done. But I do wonder if she is truly prepared to make the choice. Should she falter, it will fall to Thancred to guide her, however much he wishes it were otherwise. Though Thancred have long known whither this path doth lead, his journey have brought him no closer to acceptance. Yeah. Will you never grow tired of shuffling your feet? If you have something to ask me, ask. Suppose, while you're here, would you tell me more about Zodiark? What you were saying back at the Ravel? As I told you before, Zodiark is a creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him, as your kind might summon a primal, albeit an infinitely more powerful one. And like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There's no resisting such power. And so we Ascians came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness. His darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools. Though that is only to be expected, given their innate inability to conceive of the nature of our universe. But I believe I am repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really, I have no need of deception. Even if I did, I assure you, you would find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. Minfilia? You sure about this? I'm sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. I'm not happy about it, but it does seem to be the only way we have. There has to be another way, though. It's not like I don't want to see our Minfilia again, but does it mean this world's Minfilia has to... Sorry for the wait. I'm ready now. Are we sure there's no other way to do this? Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger. Strong enough to face my destiny. And I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. When you put it that way, how could we not? Stoa? It is your decision to make. Just be sure that you're prepared when the time comes. If all are assembled, shall we depart? We'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention. I saw a Eulmore airship coming into land over Amarang while I was on my way back to the Crystarium. No doubt the same vessel that bore Valvry's forces to Rak'tika. Meaning we can expect to encounter armed resistance on our journey through the region. Right, now, Nabafa lies in the southern reaches of Amarang, and there are two routes we can take to get there. The first is the eastern route, which would lead us past Mordsuk. The other is the western route, which would require us to pass through the hills of Amber. Minfilia and I took the eastern route last time. Yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier traversal of the Nabaf Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we'd need to cross the Severance from a point near the inn at Journey's Head. If the Eulmorans caught wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients. And we can be sure their activities would not meet with Valvry's approval. It will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Eulmorans' attention elsewhere, to an area in the east that I know to be uninhabited. That way, you'll have a chance of reaching the Nabafa unopposed, and without risk to civilians. I cannot deny it's a sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. We should work on some... Yeah, I did get the feeling you were getting taken away by work fairly often there, Mooney. Yeah, I'm going to be finishing up soon because I kind of did one quest too many, I feel, and I got sidetracked into this long extended scene. And if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Valvry's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. Right. I'll meet you there, I guess. Not familiar with this part of Amarang. We'll borrow a few Amaro for our own journey. Leave the rest to you, Minfilia. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. Okay. Wait, I forgot. I can fly in Lakeland. Set to the south. Oh, there they are. Oriange? Would that we all had thy surety of purpose. Surety of purpose, you say? They'll need to move quickly. The longer the others need to keep the Eulmorans busy, the more likely they are to be caught. Right. Thancred, you know the way? There you are. The gate leading to Armoring is just up ahead. In all the time I've been here, I've never ventured into the Hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands at this point, but we have more than enough reasons to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Memphilia for me, would you? Of course. It's Fruitus Cave. Who shall walk among us upon our return, I wonder? I don't want to think about that right now. I'm ready. Let's go. Excuse me. Off so soon, Master Sherwood. You've barely had time to recover from the battle. It's urgent. Well, if you're certain, I'm hardly in a position to question you. Oh. Off we go.
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the Hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
This place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel. And I don't plan to take a moment of the time I spend upon it for granted. Right. I'm gonna have to prepare myself for this. These are the Hills of Amber. I never noticed a view from here. That's quite a cool one. It feels like you can see a lot. But that is all for now. Gone about half an hour over time, but oh, I started late. I can end late. But yeah, so next stream will be it'll be Armoring. I don't know. I can't remember how many quests there are. I know it's not going to be as long here as it is in Rak'tika because you have the first half of Armoring at the beginning of Shadowbringers. And I don't remember the second half of Armoring being as long as... I remember the second half of Calusia having quite a lot to it. So... it's hard to say. Is there a reason the music cut out from the game? I haven't turned the game's music off. Okay, no, it's just, there's just no music anymore. Okay. Fair enough. But Yeah, so... Oh, there we go. Tomorrow's stream is... Yeah, tomorrow's stream is going to be Dishonored 2. And then... Wednesday and Thursday are going to be Final Fantasy 2 again. If I don't finish Final Fantasy 2 on Thursday, I'm probably going to stream it again Friday or Saturday. Because I am hoping to start Persona 3 Reload next week, because it comes out on Friday this week. So hopefully if I can confirm that I finished up Final Fantasy 2, I can get it installed over the weekend. Because I imagine it's probably going to be a bit of a beefy game. Oh, but I'm looking forward to it if I can get playing it. And then, yeah, as I mentioned last time, once I finish Dishonored 2, I'm probably going to stick to just playing 2 games. Final Fantasy XIV and Persona 3. Because I know Final Fantasy XIV is a big game. It's got a couple dozen more streams left in it at least. I could say a few dozen streams left in it. And if Persona 4 and Persona 5 are any indication to me, I'm going to have plenty of streams worth of Persona 3 content. But I'll figure that out closer to the time. Until then, if you enjoyed, you can follow me on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube if you want to see more. But regardless of what you do, I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for coming along. And until next time I see you, hope you have a good evening, have a good night, and goodbye.